Let's be honest. Have you ever wondered why so many of our best intentions, our boldest plans, our most inspiring dreams, just seem to fizzle out? Well, it's not about luck, and it's definitely not because you're not capable. We're going to dive into the hidden psychology that explains why most goals are, well, doomed to fail, and how you can join the small percentage of people who actually succeed. So let's start with a hard number. According to researchers, only 9%, that's right, 9, of people actually follow through and achieve their New Year's resolutions. Just think about that for a second. For every 10 people who kick off the year with a powerful goal, 9 of them will have given up before it's over. So what's going on here? Is it just a lack of willpower? Well, the real answer is way more interesting, and it starts with how our brains are wired. So let's do a quick little test to see it in action. Okay, take a second. Answer this out loud. What do you sleep on, sit on, and brush your teeth with? Seriously, don't overthink it. What's the very first thing that pops into your head?
The answer is, of course, a bed, a chair, and a toothbrush. Simple, right? But you would be surprised how many adults get this wrong because our brains are trained to look for a trick, for a hidden pattern. We overcomplicate things. And that, right there, is our first clue into why we fail at our goals. We often make them way more complicated than they ever need to be.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at this 90% failure problem. Then we'll get into your brain's hidden biases, bust the whole willpower myth, and then give you a much smarter goal toolkit. After that, we'll talk about how to design your own success, and we'll wrap up with one crucial takeaway.
First up, the 90% failure problem. And look, this isn't just about New Year's resolutions. This is about any big change we try to make in our lives. Understanding just how big this problem is, that's the first step toward actually solving it. And check this out. This chart shows just how fast that initial motivation completely disappears. Research shows that almost a quarter of people quit by the end of the very first week. And by the end of January, nearly half have totally abandoned their goals. That initial spark of inspiration, it's clearly not enough to keep the fire going. So if it's not a lack of desire, what's the real culprit here? Well, in this section, we're going to explore the hidden glitches in our brain that silently sabotage our best-laid plans. It turns out, we are all fighting against some pretty powerful built-in programming. The main culprit has a name, and it's called hyperbolic discounting. Now, this is a core idea from behavioral economics, and it perfectly describes our brain's obsession with instant gratification. We are hardwired to value a small reward right now way more than a bigger, better reward in the future. It's why we hit the snooze button instead of going to the gym, or why we watch one more episode instead of just going to bed. And this slide illustrates it perfectly. So look at choice A. Would you take $50 today or $100 in 6 months? A lot of people are going to take the $50 now. That pull of the immediate reward is just so strong. But now look at choice B. It's the same deal, a 6-month wait for an extra $50, but it's all pushed way into the future. And here, almost everyone chooses the $100. You see? When rewards are far away, our rational brain is in charge. But when one is right in front of us, our impulsive brain usually wins. That's present bias in action.
What's actually happening is a literal tug-of-war inside your head. Your logical, planning prefrontal cortex is in a constant battle with these more ancient automatic reward systems that just want what feels good right now. And this is not a character flaw, it's a neurological conflict. And that internal conflict, it brings us right to our next big idea, the willpower myth. We're always told that success is about gritting our teeth and just pushing through. But the science shows it's not about having more willpower, it's about understanding how your brain is actually programmed.
This quote just nails it. Your brain is not designed for some heroic, sustained effort. It's an efficiency machine, and it's constantly trying to save energy. It's always asking 2 really simple questions. Is this valuable, and is this efficient? If the path to getting that value requires too much energy, motivation just shuts down.
And to save energy, your brain outsources a ton of behavior to an automatic system called the habit loop. So as you can see, it starts with a cue, like your phone buzzing. That triggers the habit. You pick it up without thinking. And that delivers the reward, a little hit of novelty or connection. This whole loop runs on autopilot, completely bypassing your logical brain, which is exactly why bad habits are so incredibly hard to break.
We also need to bust the myth of visualizing success. It sounds great, but neuroscience shows it can totally backfire. Dopamine isn't a reward molecule, it's a pursuit molecule. It's the thing that's released to drive you toward a goal. So if you're constantly visualizing the finish line, your brain gets a little taste of the reward, which can actually kill your motivation to do the real work. Okay, so we've established that our brains are impatient, energy-saving, automatic machines.
Trying to fight that head on is a losing battle. So in this next section, we're going to look at some science-backed tools that work with our brain's design, not against it.
A fantastic tool for this is the WHOOP method. It stands for wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. You start with your wish and visualize the best outcome. But then, and this is the absolute game changer, you identify the main obstacle that's going to get in your way. What's that internal feeling or that external distraction that always trips you up? By actually planning for failure, you're preparing your brain for it.
And the final step is to make a super simple if-then plan. For example, if I feel too tired to cook after work, then I will prepare my ingredients in the morning. What this does is it creates a preloaded automatic response. You're giving your brain a simple script to run that requires almost no energy or willpower in the moment. You've basically programmed a new, better habit.
And all of this brings us to a really crucial point. Success isn't about being more motivated, it's about being a better architect of your own life. It's all about strategic design. You have to engineer your environment to support your goals. So you want to work out in the morning? Make the cue obvious and easy by leaving your gym clothes right by your bed. You want to stop snacking on junk food? Make the bad habit difficult or invisible by just getting it out of your house. See, this isn't about willpower, it's about changing the cues your automatic brain is responding to. So how do we set the right level of challenge to stay engaged? Well, neuroscientist Andrew Huberman has a pretty surprising insight. He says the optimal rate of failure for learning and staying motivated is about this much. It's called the 85% rule. The idea is to set goals that are difficult enough that you're failing about 15% of the time. If it's too easy, you get bored. If it's too hard, you get overwhelmed and you just give up. This sweet spot of productive struggle is what keeps you motivated and tells your brain that, hey, progress is actually possible here. Okay, let's tie all of this together. We've covered a lot of ground, but it all comes down to one fundamental shift in how you think about your goals. This is the new mindset. For years, we've been told to fight our lazy instincts and power through with sheer grit. But the science is crystal clear. That is a losing strategy. The most successful people don't have more willpower. They just understand their brain's operating system, and they design systems, environments, and plans that make success the path of least resistance. So as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with this question. We all fall into these invisible traps, right? Relying on willpower, overcomplicating things, chasing instant gratification. Now that you can see them, which one will you design a plan to escape first?